But they'll have to be careful, make sure that the Dragon Knight's always in front. They can't really get picks on those squishies, especially, Vala and Tychus. And it looks like they're just going to try to get away. They've at least opened the path for the keep, which will be really nice as minions push in. And depending if they can get someone else, they would maybe go in, but I think they're just going to disengage here and try to keep the pressure on with Mercs.
Being this far ahead, there's no reason to put themselves at risk by overextending, so falling back and taking the Knights is a really smart plan here. Although it does look like Maximum Velocity is going to try to follow it up and take their Knights back, and I don't know if that was a good idea.
Yeah, Illidan and Uther again went down so quickly, and Nazeebo to follow. Again, with the talent advantage, I just can't stress enough how difficult it is to try to take those team fights. Stitches is the next victim too, and now they will be able to get this keep no problem. Also, they were able to take the Knights right as maximum velocity was running in. So that's just a little bit extra issue, as in, there's a little bit extra damage coming down from those Knights to the bruisers. My apologies. So that just made it, the timing was pretty difficult when it came to the talents and with them just having picked up the bruisers.
Yeah, and it does leave just a little something that now Maximum Velocity has to deal with, as the Knights did push in, or the Bruisers. The Bruisers did push in, and that gives even more time for Infinity Gaming to now go back, get some healing, and come back out onto the map, while Maximum Velocity did have to stay in base a little bit longer and didn't have a chance to take advantage of the time that it would have given them with Infinity Gaming not being up in their face. Now Infinity Gaming, again, grabbing those Siege Giants down at the bottom and just saying, you are not going to get any mercenaries this whole game if we have anything to say about it.
It's such a crummy feeling being on the opposite side of having constantly had your merc camp stolen. It's like, but those were mine. Why did you do that? Why can't I just have one merc camp? But they're doing exactly what they should. Keeping up the pressure, not giving them any quarter to get anything accomplished. Let's see if maybe they can get a good hook or something here to turn it around. Yep.
Yeah, I guess what we're seeing is the amount of damage that could be done by Vala and Tychus, if allowed to kind of spiral out of control, really can contribute to this feeling of dominance. And I think, again, as they're going into a team fight, that Apocalypse is so huge.
Yeah, the Rain of Vengeance also was dropped. Also, Ravenous Spirit was instantly interrupted, which is another huge thing. They were banking on that damage from the Ravenous Spirit, and if it's instantly interrupted without being able to take out a couple, and they're even probably going to get the Stitches kill, although Spade War almost knocked him to safety, but not quite, threw him back, and they were able to get the Stitches kill as well. And they're going to be able to take down this wall and probably put some good damage on the keep.
So what do you think we're seeing here? Do you think we're seeing a situation where bad positioning in the beginning has put Maximum Velocity on the back foot that they just haven't been able to recover from? Do you think we're seeing that in the draft, actually Tychus and Vala are just insurmountable when you try to put a specialist like Nazeebo in there, even though Nazeebo does a lot of damage? What do you think we're seeing here in the end game?
I think there's definitely been some positioning issues. We've seen Illidan too far forward and out of the range of his healers quite a bit, and then Stitches as well a couple of times. Stitches actually, while an amazing tank, is not super tanky, so he could be taken down pretty easily. And then as well, on the other side too, I think Infinity Gaming is doing a great job of making sure to continue to interrupt the Nazeebo. I don't necessarily think that Tychus and Vala versus Nazeebo was the downfall, but maybe the Diablo a little bit. Because he's able to kind of bounce in and push him away pretty quickly and everything like that. And now they're trying to take out Diablo. Everyone was trying for group effort.
Wow.
He still gets away thanks to the Rhaegar heal. And I do think that Infinity Game's probably going to have to disengage here. Still trying to get away. Illidan gets kicked away, but he's kind of right there ready to receive everybody. Maybe even be able to take out the Scarlet. Nope, he's going to have to get away. He's getting hit pretty hard from Vala and Tychus. And everyone remarkably gets away.
Everyone's alive.
Everyone's
even
alive.
Steel Rain inside the Dragon Knight still and wandering around going, hey, I have some fire breath left. What should I do with it? Nothing.
Nothing is the answer. So what would you do here if you were on the side of Maximum Velocity? What would you try to do here?
At this particular very short second, I would have been trying to fall back into my Siege Giants and take them really, really quickly before retreating into base, knowing that I'm going to have to be defending soon. They didn't take advantage of that time and are just trying to do so now, but Diablo's already there and pretty smart. They're saying, I'm not going to jump right in on that, but Stitches being able to grab that hook, maybe being able to stun Diablo into staying in that long enough for them to kill, but nope, not quite. And even with that Apocalypse, they were fine. And Maximum Velocity will manage to grab that mercenary camp, which is great for them because they haven't been able to do that in the past. Although we do see mercenaries already pushing here in the top lane from Infinity Gaming, and they are going to try to not let up on that pressure as they'll probably fall back and take their Siege Giants at some point as well. And that's going to force Maximum Velocity to go back on the defensive.
That was an army of bruisers, 2 sets of bruisers. And then having to deal with that means that Infinity Gaming can try to push in for this keep here. Now for that last team fight, they were on equal footing for talents, but now Infinity Gaming has the level 20 talents, which are huge. Those are the storm level talents. Those are the last talent level that you get. So they're definitely going to be trying to make something happen here. And I do believe that the next Dragon Knight phase will decide it.
Ooh, it looks like they kind of fainted that they were going to fall back and grab their Siege Giants, but they did not. They were looking for a fight, like you said, because they know they have 20 and the other team does not. They're going to go right for it. It's probably going to go well for them. We're seeing Uther being very low and definitely going down. And it looks like we have 2 down already for Maximum Velocity. All the players of Infinity Gaming still standing proud.
And Death Spark will be the third to drop. That laser drill doing work on Stitches. Can they get him? They do take him out. The Feral Leap, actually, from Rhaegar. Who would have thought that little ghost wolf could have so much bite? Get it?
I get it.
Like
that was a good one.
Yeah, thank you. So all the keeps here are down. Unfortunately for our blue team, Maximum Velocity, where Infinity Gaming still has all of their forts up even. So yeah, I think that Infinity Gaming is just going to go back, pick up the Dragon Knight, and then make one final push to win the game here.
It must be said that Infinity Gaming has been very, I wouldn't even say cautious, but just very responsible with their lead. They haven't really taken a risk when they didn't have to, and so knowing that they potentially could have pushed further on a lot of these pushes, but deciding we have room to fall back and grab more advantage instead, and making that decision, I think was really smart on their part, because the dominance that they've displayed through doing that in the whole game has really made it so that they do not have to have much anxiety about any decisions at this point.
I think that's one of the hardest things to learn as a player in this type of game and in Heroes, is knowing when to disengage and when to push further. And knowing what risks are worth it, what risks aren't. It's all about cost analysis. And yeah, I think you're right. Infinity Gaming did a great job of demonstrating this, that everyone can kind of look back on and see to how, when to leave and when to engage.
Really interesting seeing the use of this laser drill. Like you said, we don't get to see that very often. Do you think it's been effective?
Yeah, I like the idea of it with the Apocalypse, and with it does do a ton of damage. You see the level 20 talent was taken for it too, so it does a ton of damage. The focusing diodes actually increases the range of it by 50%, so it can deal a ton of damage, and that's going to be it. In our best of 1, that's Infinity Gaming moving on to the next round, but don't worry. Hopefully Maximum Velocity will be back next week or in another week, and good games to both teams.
Yeah, very well played, and I think it definitely should be said that a lot of the reason Infinity Gaming had to be so cautious and so responsible was that, Maximum Velocity never let them take an inch that they didn't fight for, so well played on their part as well. Really awesome watching these two teams, giving us a little something new in that laser drill too, so really fun to watch. Great job, teams, and we're going to bring you another game here soon. Right, Gilly?
Yep. We will be back soon with another game that we will tell you about when we're back. Any final thoughts before we go to break?
Just, guys, please, like we said, be sure to check out HeroesHype. Let them know how great it is that they're putting on this tournament. These are people that really care about this community, want to hear your feedback, and definitely love hearing your compliments as well. So while we're on break, take that opportunity to click all of the buttons that show that kind of support. Really, thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you in just a minute.
See you soon. Hello guys, and welcome back to the Heroes Hype Adventure series. I am Gilly Weed and I'm joined by Anna Prosser-Robinson.
Hi there.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We have another great game for you. We had one already in which Maximum Velocity unfortunately fell to Infinity Gaming, who will move on after that best of one, and we have another best of one ready right now.
We do. We've already started the picks, so we're going to jump into that, and it's probably going to mess up, but I will fix it ASAP. Let's try it. Yes, it did.
Well, I can tell you at least that we're playing Protectors of the Storm against a team that we have abbreviated to call Cats Gaming, but it's something like the severely impaired cats in the hats of Wild Growth Gaming, or something like that. So we salute you for your creative and lengthy name choice. However, we will be referring to you as cats. Maybe something about wild, maybe impaired. It just depends. We're only human. Cats Gaming. We're only human.
This thing hates me.
And I can tell you also that the first game, this game is going to be on Sky Temple. Really exciting map, very fast-moving map. We will see a lot of action on it. Yes. And I can even tell you who the first bans are if you'd like to know while you're working on that.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Cool. So these Wildcats actually went ahead and banned, well, they didn't ban first, actually. Protectors of the Storm banned first, and they banned Illidan. They do not want to play against him. They think he is smarmy, and they don't like how he jumps around. But the cats in their wild hats went ahead and banned Uther. Again, they don't want to play against him. They think his hammer is sucky, and his outfit is lame. So pretty reasonable picks for those bans. They don't want to play against those guys, and those are some pretty typical picks. So nothing too surprising there. What do you think, Gilly?
Well, it's completely different from last game, which is definitely very cool. Illidan ban, totally understandable. Protectors might not want to play him and don't want to have to play against him, which is totally understandable. And then Uther, a little bit more interesting, but maybe they've got a plan or same thing. Who knows what they've got up their sleeve. But Protectors of the Storm got first pick, and they've picked Vala here on
Hooray,
Sky Temple. Wingman. Very common first pick.
Yep, and followed up by two other very common picks these days, Tassadar, the unsupport, and his friend, the support Malfurion. So we actually, if I'm remembering correctly, did we see Tassadar and Malfurion on the same team before last game?
We did not.
No, they were on opposite teams. Mm-hmm. We saw them both play, but not together. So now they're joining forces. They put their differences aside since last game. They're going to stand together this time. And again, not surprising to see dual supports. Interesting, though, to see two supports picked first. So these Cats Gaming are really looking to make sure that their double support game is strong. I guess they really want that particular support composition. Why do you think that might be, Gilly?
Well, they want to focus and make sure that they have the exact ones they want, which makes me wonder if they've got some sort of plan up their sleeve between that and the Uther ban. Could be completely wrong here, but it just seems like they're thinking hard about what they're doing, and they've maybe got some sort of secret or something. I don't know. Could be completely wrong, like I said. But meanwhile, Protectors of the Storm got to pick two people of their own, and they've chosen Stitches and Zeratul.
Zeratul's not a super uncommon pick, but someone I haven't seen as much of as some other heroes they might have picked. So interesting that they had the choice of damage dealers, but they went for Zeratul. It makes me think that stealth is really important to them. And on a map like Sky Temple, it certainly can't be a harm. There's so much to do, so many places to hide that Zeratul's probably going to have some fun running around and causing havoc.
Yeah, I think that Zeratul is really awesome on this map too, in particular, because for those of you who haven't seen Sky Temple yet, there are 3 different temples that you have to stand on, and as you stand on them, they will shoot lasers at the opponent team's structures. So being able to throw down a Void Prison on those really messes with people and the placement, the space that you have to fight on in order to keep it